Hello folks and welcome to Background Noise. Brand new Mario Kart 8 DLC came out today, which means I'm going to play with myself and you can watch. It's going to be tons of fun. Now, I figure, because I want to make this more exciting for all my millions of viewers, that I would actually give trivia on each of the stages as I go through it. So you can kind of understand where these stages came from, how they were developed, what inspired them, etc, etc, etc. So I think this is going to be a great romp. I'm going to be doing both of the Grand Prix one in each episode. So I'm going to be doing 2 episodes of this. This kind of DLC, this is the only way I can even keep up on YouTube anymore. Most games like Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors, even Smash Brothers, other YouTubers get from Nintendo for free and early. It makes it very difficult for me to make videos on it because I just gotta spend my own hard-earned cash on it. Okay, so this level, this is another Wario level. Now, oh, I'm off to an amazing start here. My favorite level from this game is Mount Wario because it's completely original and there's no lapping in it. It's just super cool. So this one, Wario's Gold Mine, was actually inspired by an early 1930s silent film starring Charlie Chaplin. And it was a movie, rather, a short movie. It was about 40 minutes long, about Charlie Chaplin in a gold mine. And the whole crux of the movie was that there were these bandits that were coming in to take the gold. And Charlie Chaplin had to fight them off using nothing but a fire extinguisher and a young toddler. Now, I know in a lot of Charlie Chaplin's movies it's him and not a lot of them, but some of them it's him and a young child. In this instance, he's not actually protecting the child. He's using the child as a blunt object to defend himself against these gold robbers. So Shigeru Miyamoto was quoted on saying when he was developing Legend of Zelda that he wanted to... That movie really inspired him when he was younger, and he wanted to do something with that, which resulted in the track you see before you today. As a lot of people probably don't know, Shigeru Miyamoto actually designed every track in this game overnight, in one night. So, not literally designed, like programmed, but conceptually. Did I just get the Triforce? I guess I must have just won the race, because I can't imagine that any racing trophy is more important than the Triforce itself. Oh, Zelda, you're the coolest character ever. Oh, man, I'm really, This bike, I did a quick trial run before I started recording on 50cc, and this bike, this is all full Zelda wheels, cart, etc. Hang gliding thingy. This thing it's very fast, but it's also very tough to control, and it doesn't accelerate very quickly. But that's just the way I like it. Heavy characters all the way, baby! Speaking of heavy characters, I don't know if you heard about what Rosie O'Donnell said recently in the news about a tragedy that happened here in Canada, but I won't get into that because I need to focus more on the trivia for this. So, as you will probably notice as you go through, there's these bats. Now, those were very prominent in Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, which of course has subsequently been released thousands of times. But what you probably don't know is those, they're not actually bats. Yeah, believe it or not, they're actually based on an old Japanese lore, an old ghost story that dates back to the early 13th century. Believe it or not, I know, this is crazy stuff. You can look it up on Wikipedia. And what those are little spirits that when children fall asleep at night, they suck blood out of them, but from their taint. Yes, I know. So they prey predominantly on male children. Okay, way to go, Link! You did it! And apparently Aonuma said he wanted to use that motorcycle in an upcoming Zelda game. Not specifically Zelda U, which I assume is not going to be the actual name of that game. That's a trend I'm glad that they got rid of. Oh wait, I guess they didn't with the last Mario Kart on the Wii. Who cares? Alright, we're in great standing so far. Still rocking out in first place. So this is Rainbow Road. And of course this has been in every single Mario Kart game since the Super Nintendo version. Which, now that I think about it, I think I own every single iteration of Mario Kart except for the 3DS one. Even though I have a 3DS. Anyway, this one in particular, Rainbow Road, is always known for not having barriers, being very hard to navigate. But this version of Rainbow Road, the one from the Super Nintendo, was, see, right there, that was obviously just to give you an example of what it looks like to fall off the side. was actually inspired by an acid trip that Shigeru Miyamoto was on back in the late 80s, early 90s. He was experimenting with different drugs to try to come up with new dungeons for the upcoming Zelda game that they were conceptually working on, which hadn't been given a name yet, but it was Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. And in one of his late-night acid sessions, he was just, I mean, he was tripping huge balls. And the next morning, he woke up next to a carcass of a homeless man and a full sketch as to this level for Mario Kart. So, pretty interesting stuff. A lot of people don't realize that in Japan, you can get away with murder, and I'm not using the figure of speech. I literally mean you can get away with murder as long as you are a huge contributor to society in some degree. So Miyazaki, the guy who does, well, he doesn't do all of the Ghibli movies, or Ghibli, whatever you want to call them. I believe he's been credited with genocide of several races, but again, he's brought so much to the world. I think that's sort of the idea that they have in Japan. It's sort of a Japanese philosophy is, as long as you're adding to the world, you can take away a little bit as well. So, I don't know how loud this is going to be for you. Hopefully the sound of the game is drowning out everything that I'm saying. But I want to show you what Link's horn sounds like, because there's some cool ones. Wario's probably being the best. But I don't really understand what Link's is supposed to be. I don't think I can make that jump without a mushroom. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're almost done here, so I'll show you right now. See, I don't know, what is that supposed to be? It's ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Oh, Link. It's kind of weird to hear him making, like, excited noises in this game. Personally, I find it as a huge turn-on, but I could see a lot of people finding it awkward since he doesn't normally make those noises. He's known mostly for his grunting, as I am, but it's a whole other profession. Gotta say, this motorcycle is pretty cool. Okay, here we go. I could do this until... Oh, alright, so new track. So this one, Glacier Falls, as it's called, was... this was actually a scrap track from Mario Kart 64. They had so many tracks that they couldn't fit them all on the cartridge. And as a lot of people probably know, cartridge space was much smaller than disc space, like the Sony PlayStation was using at the time, and the Nokia Xbox, I believe, was also using disc space. So they were really kind of they could have compressed the tracks, both audio and the actual racing tracks, in order to fit this in, but they figured, you know what, leave it on the cutting room floor, and we'll come back to it in the next Mario Kart. So sure enough, here we go, the next Mario Kart 8, and it's in here. It's amazing. I don't know why there needs to be Toads in all of these stages everywhere, although I guess Captain Toad is on his way. So more about this. This harkens back to actually the American side of Nintendo. Reggie Fils-Aimé was actually skiing with Bill Trennan up in the Alps, and they thought, you know what, this is a lot of fun. Let's make a Mario Kart racetrack about going through a volcano. Now, initially that might seem weird. It's like, well, that has nothing to do with skiing. But as it turned out, Mount Wario was actually conceptually made up before this. They just didn't have the technology to do it. So again, this track got pushed back more and more and more. And then, of course, the news about Reggie and Bill Trennan's love affair sort of broke, and a lot of people just stopped taking them seriously. So it was shelved for a number of years until the small Puerto Rican village had come across some of these manuscripts that they had left on one of their secret elopements out into foreign countries. And they sent these back to Nintendo of America, and they thought, wow, this is amazing. We need to send this off to Nintendo of Japan, who in turn sent it off to Nintendo of Mexico. And then finally Nintendo of France said, we are going to make this, and now you have the track you see before you. As you see, the winding two-track makes this sort of unique, in a way. But this was actually done before in a game called F-Zero GX, which was released only on the Xbox One. So sales for that were not great. However, it was credited with pioneering racing techniques for the next 15 years. So I'm hoping there's going to be a new F-Zero game soon, because I really don't enjoy racing games at all outside of Mario Kart. I didn't get first! Bowser? Alright, this is it. The final countdown. This is the track that everyone came here to see. You probably skipped through the rest of the video. I don't blame you for doing that at all, because I would have done the exact same thing if I knew how to use a fast-forward function. Here it is, folks. Kokiri Village. I don't know why I can't get boosts anymore. I haven't played this game since, I don't know, probably since August. It's an awesome game, though, guys! So if you do want, like, a little mini review, DLC is definitely worth it. As you see in this level, you actually get to pick up rupees. Sound effects are different. The sound effects, as you will hear for the item pickups, also different. So I'll stop talking so you can hear that. There's a Master Sword right there! So yeah, I really like this. This is cool. And it's kind of weird because this has been happening a lot lately. Bayonetta 2, well, and 1, I guess, the re-release, both do this when you use the Link costume. Lost Worlds does this. Sonic Lost Worlds. Hey, Sonic Boom! Heard that's a great game. But I still think it's awesome, you know, when they switch it up like this. Bayonetta 2 and the majority of Hyrule Warriors were another thing that I was going to play on the channel, but then I realized that there were 30 far more reputable people on YouTube that had already posted videos prior to the game's release, so I figured, you know what, Andrew? You might as well just take a long walk off a short man's wiener. And sure enough, it was the worst decision of my life. Probably should have figured that one out beforehand. So, yes, as you can tell, this is Ganondorf's castle that you're driving through here. And it's to scale, 1-to-1 scale, exactly as to what it looks like in Majora's Mask. So, pretty cool stuff. The only thing that I don't like about this DLC, well, it's not that I don't like it, I wish it had, is that there's no dynamic tracks. Like, there's no tracks that change after the second or third lap, like there are in the rest of, not the rest, but some of the other tracks. Again, Mount Wario, I was really hoping that they would do something like that with this and go through different dungeons with different bosses! But it didn't happen, which is fine. So yeah, you're getting, I don't remember how much this cost, because I pre-ordered both back in August when this first got announced. But, you're getting 2 Grand Prix, 8 tracks, 3 racers, and 4 carts, I think. Considering that the game only has 6 Grand Prix to begin with, that's, I mean, come on. Do the math. Do the Mario, actually. That would be fantastic. Well, it looks like nobody can catch up to me. You're too slow! Oh. Oh, no. My empire is crumbling around me. Here we go. Come here. Come here now. Legend of Zeldas! Alright, well, that's it. That is the second Grand Prix. I did that one first because I wanted to use Link in his native territory. So, tune in next time. I'll be taking on whatever the other Grand Prix is called. I know it has Excitebike and Mute City from F-Zero, so it's pretty cool. If you like this video, good. That's why I made it. You know, I made it to entertain. I didn't make this to piss people off. Although I may have inadvertently have done that anyway. So, I'll be back. Maybe I'm going to record it right after this. I can only make videos as quickly as my computer allows me. It takes me about 7 hours to render these. You think I'm joking, but it's not a joke. This is a very slow process. That's why it takes me so long to do this stuff. So tune in next time, and I'll be here wearing a bikini waiting for you on background noise.